The reason why you continue to keep learning the same lesson is because deep down, you don't believe you've already made it. You're watching this video right now because some form of resistance within you, some form of pride within you, some form of cautionary standpoint or whatever you may be in life right now, bro, is preventing you from going to start that business. It's preventing you from making progress within your business. It's preventing you from making progress in your relationships romantically. It's preventing you from making progress in your relationships amongst men, amongst your peers, whatever, bro. See, a lot of times we wholeheartedly do not know what's keeping us from getting to the next level. Like, a lot of us in our own rights are geniuses, you know? A lot of us in our own rights are very gifted spiritually, but we do not know what makes us tick. We do not know our own motivation. We do not know our own sense of purpose. And that is very dangerous because the world tends to use that uncertainty against you. But I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, bro, if any form of you wants change, if any part of you wants growth, if any little speck, any little center of emotion is pointed towards you becoming the highest version of yourself, you already made it. But the truth and the caveat in that is you have to continue to keep seeking. You have to continue to keep going. For example, right? You may have just started working out, and you may have just started eating healthy, and you may have just started cleaning up your diet and doing things that you can allow yourself to operate at your maximum efficiency. Because let's not sit up here and act like if you're eating hot Cheetos and cakes and cookies that your brain can be optimized. You probably don't have enough oxygen going to your brain. So let's not act like if you're not in the gym working on yourself, building yourself up, getting stronger, that you're going to be able to take on the world's problems. Because one, when you're in the gym, it's doing more mentally than it is physically. And that is what you learn along this self-improvement journey. See, self-improvement isn't a trend. It isn't a hashtag. Self-improvement is life. When you realize, right, that I'll always have to self-improve in some form or facet, you stop questioning the work. When you realize that I'll always forever have to pay bills, I'll always and forever will have to advance, I'll always and forever get to better myself, you stop looking at the things that you need to do as responsibility, and the things that you were doing that were distracting you, those things become disgusting. And I'll say that shit again, bro. When you realize that your entire life is rooted in self-improvement or destruction, you start weighing those pros and cons. So for instance, if you know that you got to get money for the rest of your life to live life how you may want to live it, or a lot of you may not even want to live life in a certain particular way. You may want to be outside. You may not want any stipulations. You may not want any responsibilities. You may not want anything like that, right? But in the real world that everyone lives in, you need to be making some form of currency somehow, some way, right? Now, this currency can be you. You can monetize yourself. This currency can be from you putting your time into a job and that equating into revenue. At the end of the day, bro, you have to be doing something. So in that aspect of the truth is that when you make life perfect, it tends to start being perfect. And I'll explain that, right? A lot of us have gone through so much trauma, have seen so much heartbreak, have experienced so much negativity, whether it be from in our household, right? Whether it be from our peers, whether it be from just the world, right? Not knowing that all of those things are lessons, right? The heartbreak that you go through is a lesson. It is a valuable teacher. The lessons that you learn from outgrowing friends, right? And noticing that those friends are not growing, whether that be financially, whether that be physically, spiritually, whatever. Those friends want to stay the same, and they see no problem with staying stagnant at all. And that breaks your heart, and it kills you, because you know that you have a higher calling, and your higher calling is requiring you to leave them where they are. When you continue to get in the gym, right? When you start reading, when you start opening up your mind more, right? When you start honestly optimizing your brain, right? See, bro, a lot of times the keys that we're looking for are right in front of us, but we just discard it, and we disregard it because we're so used to doing a specific thing a certain way, bro. Like, if you simply just live life the most minimalistic way, meaning, for instance, your life is your life, and nobody else can play your role better than you can. Meaning that you could get advice from your mom, from your dad, from your cousin, from your girlfriend, from whoever, right? But at the end of the day, your calling is going to be your calling, and your calling alone. No matter who's around you, no matter who's contributing, no matter who and what is in the center of your life, you are going to have to live your life for you. And that is the point blank period. That is it, bro. That's it. So when you realize and you understand, right? Because it's a difference from hearing something and not realizing what the fuck I just said. When you realize that your life is literally in your hands, and your hands only, meaning that no power formed against you can stop what you have going on. When you know yourself, when you're in alignment with self, when you're following your commandments, when you're walking forward, nothing can stop you. But when you continue to go backwards, when you continue to feed vices, when you continue to stay around specific environments and feed those inhibitions, right? Because you don't want to be looked at weird, or you don't want to be like pointed at, right? Like as if you have a target on your back, or you don't want to just be the man who actually did it. You want to fit in, and you want to be comfortable. But a lot of times, bro, especially if you're watching my videos, you're already meant for a higher calling because you're watching this video. It's no coincidence, bro, if you've been subscribed to my channel, that these videos resonate with you. It's no coincidence at all. Because there's an authenticity in you that's shining very bright. You just don't know it yet. There's a power in you that's shining very bright. You just don't know it yet. And in order for you to take the next step, you are going to have to put everything on the line. Now, this may mean that you're not talking to your friends as much. This may mean that you're not going out and looking for the next tail, right? This may mean that you have to really grind and lock in, right? By yourself. You may be alone on this journey, but know you're never alone, because the universe is governing everything you're doing and is watching you and protecting you throughout this journey. So you're not walking this path alone. So at the end of the day, bro, we have to realize that at the end of this walk, you either made one or two decisions. You have either made a decision to be, when I mean like happy, I mean like, bro, exhilarated, to the point where you have done everything this world could offer. You've been in every room you wanted to be in. You shook every hand you wanted to shake. You've accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish, and you can finally rest. Or you get to the end of that road and you ask yourself, what if I would have just started to walk? What if I would have just started to walk? Now, I don't want to confuse you by what I just said. What I just said was, when you get to the end of life, when you get to the standpoint of where it's your final destination, right? You get to ask yourself one or two things. how blessed and how exhilarated do I feel from walking in my purpose? Or why did I not walk my path? Why did I not believe in myself? Why did I not put it all on the line and take those risks, take those chances, and do exactly what I wanted to do for me? Now, when you put life in this simple context, you begin to realize that life is nothing but what you make it. Life is nothing but a reflection of you. So this means when you start getting in the gym, you're going to start catching eyes. This means when you get your frequency intact and you start raising it by eating healthy, by cutting out sugar, processed foods, and that bullshit, you're going to start to realize how radiant your aura is now. When you start going out and networking with individuals who are on the same path as you, who have the same mind frame as you, and are on the same frequency as you, you're going to start to realize that you don't have problems anymore, that you don't want to be confrontational, that even if you do have to defend yourself, it's a form of purpose rather than a form of, I just want to do this just because, or I just want to project how I feel onto someone else. No, you're doing this because it had a purpose behind it. Now, I want to leave y'all with this, bro. Even for my new people watching this, even for my subscribers that have been rocking with me since day one, that's been banging with all my videos and been supporting, I want you to know one thing, bro. Your authenticity is your light. No matter what you are doing, no matter if you're at a 9-to-5 right now, no matter if you're starting your business from the ground up right now, no matter if you're in a school or whatever, right? Let your authenticity be your light. Your authenticity is always going to shine the brightest in every room, because in a room full of individuals trying to be the next individual, trying to follow the next trend, trying to be the next so-called person, right? Just be you and let that individual shine the brightest. Hey, I love y'all, man. You already know how we rocking. You already know what we got going on this year and beyond that. Hey, let's keep going, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Descriptions to the TikToks below. IGs, all that shit. Hey, I love y'all, man. I'm out.